everyone, it's so good to be back here again. Thank you so much for always being here. I really do appreciate your time. And don't forget, this is Saffron Media, and we are here to give you authentic, reliable, and world news. And of course, right here we have something as regarding the case of Ibrahim Magu and the issue of allegation that is leveled against him of corruption. And this time around, you won't believe what was found in his house, because earlier, reports came that he was not arrested but just went for questioning. And, a lot of issues surrounding this has actually begun to, unveil itself. And just on Tuesday evening, he was returned back to the same police custody, and his house was being checked. Guess what you'll find there. Anyway, before I bring you details of that, if you haven't subscribed, please quickly hit the subscribe button and ensure you give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. That is the best way you can get notified anytime we drop a new video. Okay, let us get into the main details as it happened exactly. Some policemen attached to the Force Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department on Tuesday searched the home of the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu. Also on Tuesday, the Justice Ayo Salami presidential panel, which interrogated Magu on Monday over allegations of corruption, again quizzed the suspended EFCC boss. The suspended EFCC boss, who was detained by the police after Monday's interrogation, was returned to the police custody at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday, but earlier at 6 p.m., policemen searched Magu'S house located on Abdul Jalil Street, Cairo site, on the outskirts of Abuja, and made away with vital documents. The policemen who carried out the search were said to be the same ones who arrested Magu on Monday. A police officer who confided to our correspondent said on Tuesday evening a team of policemen stormed the home of Magu in Cairo. That is the house where Magu used to live before he moved to Maitama after his appointment as EFCC chairman. The policemen made away with some items, and everything will be processed as investigations continue. It was learned that 8:30 p.m. Magu was driven from the old banquet hall of the presidential villa, venue of the panel sitting, back to the Force Criminal Investigation Bureau, where he passed the night on Monday. Yes, Magu has returned to the police custody. He left the venue of the panel sitting at 8:30 p.m. and was driven back to the same police facility where he was detained on Monday, a source told one of our correspondents on Tuesday evening. That we gathered that before the presidential panel resumed the sitting on Tuesday, the President Major General Mohammed has suspended Magu. It was gathered that Magu was suspended to allow the Salami panel do its job without interference from the EFCC boss. Magu was accosted by security agents in front of the old EFCC headquarters on Formella Street, Wuse 2, Abuja, at noon on Monday, and taken to the presidential villa, where he was quizzed by the panel for 6 hours over 24 allegations. This is really, really serious. And don't forget, we also gathered on Tuesday reports that most of the allegations leveled against Magu emanated from a report by the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami San, and the report of Department of State Service, which was submitted to the Senate in 2016 and 2017. Among others, the suspended EFCC boss was accused of living above his means, fraternizing with corrupt persons, and diverting recovered funds. When the panel resumed sitting at noon on Tuesday at the old banquet hall of the presidential villa, Abuja, like what happened on Monday, security operatives stopped State House reporters from gaining access into the venue. Confirming Magu's suspension, a source told our correspondent that it is commonsensical that when an investigation of this nature is ongoing, you don't allow the person being investigated to keep the keys of the office for which he is being investigated. This is because if he keeps the key, there can be a kind of tampering with documents or evidence. It is not logical, and it is even undemocratic to allow such to happen. The presidency has yet to issue a formal statement on the issue as of the time of the filing of this report. Meanwhile, there are strong indications that the Director of Operations at the Anti-Graft Commission, Abba Mohammed, may take over the affairs of the agency, depending the appointment of Magu'S replacement. A source told us that Deputy Commissioner of Police Mohammed, who is the Director of Operations, is expected to take over the running of the Efcc in acting capacity depending on the appointment of the replacement for Magu'. Meanwhile, some pressure groups have been reportedly positioning various candidates for the EFCC top job, and we learned that some people had been pushing for the appointment of a former commissioner of police who arrested some politicians during the 2019 election in the Northwest. Meanwhile, a top governmental official on Tuesday said the various allegations leveled against Magu were too weighty to be ignored. The official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because he was not directed to address the press, said under the regime of Buhari, nobody was above scrutiny. He said whoever occupied an elevated position such as that of the EFCC chairman must be above must not be above suspension. The government officials said a panel investigation allegation against the acting EFCC chairman had been sitting for some weeks now under the Muhammad Buhari administration. Nobody is above scrutiny, I repeat, nobody. The investigation is to reinforce transparency and accountability rather than vitiate them. The Nigerian Bar Association on Tuesday also supported a probe of Magu over the graft allegation. The National Publicity Secretary of the association, Mr. Kunle Edun, who said this while responding to us, requested for the NBA's position on Magu's probe, one that Magu's right must not be violated. He said an integral component of the rule of law is that no one is above the law. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the cleaner on the streets are equal before the law. It is only in situations where there is an obvious lack of democracy and constitutionalism that we see deviations from these established democratic ethos. We have seen a lot of such deviations in Nigeria. This is why it is surprising to some Nigerians that the arrest of the EFCC chairman is a big deal. No, it should not be, because he is also subject to the law. Everyone occupying public office should be ready to give account whenever called upon, provided it is not a witch hunt. The only admonition that the NBA will give is that Ibrahim Magu must be accorded all his fundamental rights as a Nigerian and presumed innocent until otherwise found guilty of whatever allegations made against him by a competent court. He must not be detained beyond the limits set by the Constitution, as the NBA president Paul Osoro has said in several fora. If you take care of the rule of law, the rule of law will take care of you. So that is it, guys. You've heard it, and of course, there's a lot of things happening to Magu at the moment, and the NBA has come out also to say that no one is above the law, but of course, his fundamental human rights should not be, taken for granted, and he should be given his right. But he said no one is above the law, that the cleaner on the streets and even the president are of the same level when it comes to the law. If things are actually like this, have been like this in Nigeria, I'm very sure that there will be, or there will be no corruption in Nigeria. But really, it has not been like this all the while. Those that actually still are the ones oppressing the innocent and the downtrodden. Like someone sang that those that stole Maggie are actually the ones in jail, while the ones that stole billions are the ones in seat of power. But let's just hope that the law will take its full effect on this matter and on every other matter that concerns Nigeria and her citizens. So guys, You've heard it all about Magu'S current issue and current positions of things as regarding him, and some of the things that were taken from his home. So we're still expecting so many things to be unraveled from the file that was taken from his home. So that is it. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I really do appreciate your time. Don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.